First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, we appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. I'd just like to remind everybody of that. We start at 1 o'clock every day. We go throughout the afternoon. We cover a wide range of topics here on this show, so thanks for joining us. Today, though, we're talking, well, really about a few things all in one. There's the Hollywood Theater, which we all know. We all love the Hollywood Theater. A lot of people do. It's an amazing theater there in Northeast Portland, and we've done several segments on that here with Fox 12 Now, but we're also talking about Batman #1. How does that all tie in? We're going to get into that because we have comic book writer extraordinaire Matt Fraction joining us here to talk about a special edition of Batman #1 that also includes the Hollywood Theater on the cover art and the Rose City Comic Con. There's so many things that I just brought in there all at once here for this intro, so I'm going to rely on Matt to sort this all out.
Hit him fast. Get in there.
That's right. You just gotta do it real quick. Well, Matt, thank you, #1, for joining us here today. I really appreciate you having time, and I want to get into all of these individual things too, and especially this Batman #1. But before we do that, would you mind just telling everybody just a little bit about yourself here too, and just your connections to Portland here?
Yeah, my name's Matt. I live here with my wife and my family and my mom and my father-in-law and 5 dogs between all of us, and came here in 2008 and fell in love with the place and just sort of oh, this is my biodiversity region. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. And there's a vital and robust comics community here and has been for decades. It was exciting to be able to kind of plug into that, and it can be a really solitary thing. You do it in your head by yourself in a room most of the time. So to be in a community that already had comics people here doing it was great. It felt like not only did we get like a new home, but we got like a whole social circle. It was great. I love it here.
What do you think it is about Portland that made it such a good place for comic book artists, writers, for everybody in that industry?
I mean, you got to do something when it rains, right? So it's good for staying indoors sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I think it's that vibe, right? It's the energy of the town, and it's a creative, literate, DIY place, like in its bones, and that's comics in a nutshell for a lot of us. And this is a great place to live a creative life.
And, for you, talking about your creativity, just, what an incredible catalog you have that you have worked on. I mean, it's amazing. Actually, I do want to ask about what's behind you there as well. But maybe before we go any further, can you tell us what that is behind it, where you're at and what's behind you there?
I'm in my office. This is where I write. And I found it exciting, a little bit like, what's the stuff submarines spit out to distract torpedoes?
Depth charges?
Right?
Depth charges?
Like a chat, like at a
that.
This
Sure.
is a really great place to have Zoom meetings from, because I can distract people and take advantage of it. It's like a Zoom equivalent of dropping a smoke bomb and doing some kind of misdirect. So I'll catch people's eyes sort of drifting to what's going on. But like Batman masks, the Ron Santo baseball card, Frankenberry, all the essentials for writing.
Yeah, just ordinary things that everybody has in their offices. Yeah, obviously.
Everyday household items.
Well, it's distracted me. If everybody notices me looking up, that's because I'm looking at my monitor right now. So it worked.
Football game, it's all there. Sorry.
It's all right there. Well, so let's talk about Batman #1. I mean, this is just such an incredible thing to be a part of. Could you let everybody know, how you got involved with this for this particular issue, for this Batman #1?
Sure. Batman was the first comic I ever read. Batman number 316. I was 3.5 years old. It was summer of 1979, and I was sort of hooked for life, not just to the medium, but the character. And my dear bestest chum in the world, Chip Zdarsky, was writing the book previous, and he was rotating off, and he asked if, hey, do you have any ideas about Batman? I think he wanted to kind of ensure a transition. And it turned out, I had a lot of thoughts about Batman, and I've been doing it for a really long time in my head for free. And then I talked to the good folks at DC Comics and convinced them to pay me to do it. And with the brilliant artist Jorge Jimenez, we get the opportunity to relaunch the whole series. And so I was excited and knew it was a big deal, but didn't really realize how big a deal it was until the deal was happening. And it's like, oh, well, I'm wildly unprepared for this. I feel like when Wile E. Coyote would run off the cliff and just kind of keep going. Like, as long as I don't look down, I'll be all right. But I'm aware there is a down I can look. So, yeah, people are very excited about Batman, me included. So it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, if it meant that much for you at 3.5 years old or whatever it was that you were reading that one, and then now, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it's Batman. It's one of the greatest superheroes of all time.
No, it's like Michael Jordan. Like, yeah, no, everybody knows Batman. It's great.
Yeah, and so when you went into it, what's the thought process like when you're redoing the story? You're starting over with Batman #1, and there's all of these, iconic stories that have happened before, all of these different paths that Batman's been on. How do you go about taking that on and creating something unique at the same time?
It's actually kind of freeing because it's all been done. Like, I sat down, I did the math, and there have been Batman stories told continuously for the last 1,036 continuous months of human existence. I'm probably not going to crack anything new, right? The stories have all been done in different modes and models over time. So the only thing left to do is like do it our way, like do it with Jorge in a way that hopefully it's not been done before, that's exciting and interesting, right? And I think because there's so much awareness and like it's just like in cultural osmosis, just like it's sunk in. Everyone knows that story. Like, we don't have to tell you who he is or what he does. He's the Cape Crusader. He dresses up like a bat and he fights bad guys, and that's what he does, and it's awesome, and we love it. And I just kind of had that has been my entire energy and whole sort of direction is like, well, I want to write a Batman comic like the ones that made me fall in love with it, right? I want it to be a superhero forward way into this crazy world. So you can do all sorts of different stories with that as the kind of underpinning to it. And it can be a detective story. It can be adventure. It can be scary. It can be strange. All this stuff, because it's like the most elastic character in fiction, right? And somehow Batman is resilient enough to handle all of these different adaptations and evolutions. So yeah, let's just do them all. Let's have it all. Let's take everything at the salad bar and put it on our plate and celebrate it and have fun and make something that is a superhero comic book starring the biggest superhero comic book character ever. No disrespect, Superman. Congratulations on the movie. It was really cool. Everyone's very happy. But I think we all know the difference between the sizzle and the steak, and it's steak time, right? So yeah, it's Batman, and it's crazy, and like 3-year-old me and 13-year-old me and 50-year-old me can't believe it's actually happening.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was it like when you, and I want to talk about that artwork, but when you got this in your hand, Batman #1 with your name on it?
Oh my God. There are, I think, in the world, 84 different covers. So I covered the table, the table you have Thanksgiving at, and you put all the leaves in, and like we literally covered the table, and I had to stand up on a ladder to take a picture of it. There were so many of them. It was surreal and incredible and awesome. And the day it stops being incredible and awesome is the day I stopped doing it. But I've never been a part of anything like this before. And knowing it's a Batman 1, there's only been like 4 of them throughout the last 80 whatever years, and like, I knew we had the opportunity to do something special because there were going to be all these covers, and that led to this Hollywood Theater cover, which is like the most Gotham City looking building in Portland, right? That fantastic marquee and facade are just otherworldly, and I don't know, maybe I'm unique, but I stare at it and think, what would it look like if Batman stood on that? And a Portland artist and my co-collaborator of mine and dear friend Steve Lieber drew it, and we were able to work it out with DC so that we made a print run of this book that I'm giving to the Hollywood. I love the theater. I love movies and I love comics. It all felt like kind of all those Venn diagrams overlapped. So we made the special cover, and it's going to all benefit the theater and Film Forever Northwest, who believe deeply in their mission. And I'm I'm at the Hollywood Weekly, enjoying it. So it felt like a moment to take these two things I love very much and do something special.
I mean, it really is when you think about different buildings that Batman, could be standing on. I mean, that building right there with the Hollywood Theater, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning too.
Batman on Big Pink? No one wants to see Batman on Big Pink.
Right?
I do think the St. John's Bridge looks like Batman, kind of in the distance in the fog. It kind of looks like him, but like St. John's Bridge and the Hollywood, that's it, man. So yeah, and the theater was incredibly into the idea and supportive, and DC was incredibly into the idea and supportive. It's like a huge corporation. There's like lawyers and levels and levels and levels of all this stuff, and they were all just like, oh, it's a benefit. Great, let's make this happen. What do we have to do?
Wow. I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, that is a huge corporation. So to go through all that and still we have a Batman cover featuring the Hollywood Theater in Portland, Oregon. I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah. I'm amazed and happy and thrilled it came out. And with the theater, we kind of put together this kooky plan where there's a screening of The Dark Knight in 35 millimeter tomorrow night at the theater, but that event is sold out. But then all weekend, as we go into the weekend of Rose City Comic Con, I'm going to be stationed at the Hollywood Movie Madness booth the entire show, selling copies if you want to get one. And if you want to join, if you're not a member of the Hollywood, if you join at the show, you get a copy for free, and I'll sign it, and we can talk about stuff, and whether Batman, movies. I'm a very rich, deep, complex personality. I can have all kinds of different conversations. It'll be great. But it was a chance to, hopefully raise some money for the theater and for Film Forever Northwest, and keep this absolute jewel of a Portland institution sparkling.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like you mentioned, The Dark Knight being sold out there, but I mean, all these opportunities to go as well. I mean, there's plenty of movies.
Corner. That's me.
Right there in the corners.
Yeah, the little Tetris block in the celebrity autograph area, right when you kind of come in. That's where I'll be like all weekend, unless I'm on a panel or using the restroom. Come find me. And there's only 1,000 of these. I think everybody who has a ticket for The Dark Knight is going to get a copy if they want, and that's around 300. So we'll be rolling into the show with about 700 copies, and once they're gone, they're gone. And you can own a little special weird piece of Portland ephemera and help the Hollywood.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, what a great opportunity to do that, and as you mentioned, help out the Hollywood too. And just to reiterate that, for everybody, would you mind just letting everybody know too about that part of the what's going on here as far as the proceeds and how that's helping out Hollywood?
Yeah. The Hollywood is a part of Film Forever Northwest, which is a nonprofit organization, and they support filmmaking. Film as an art, film as a medium, as a business, as an industry here in Portland. We've got some really incredible plans for the Hollywood Film District here in the next couple of years, where that whole kind of piece of street is going to be transformed on Sandy, on Northeast Sandy, where there'll be new facilities and all this kind of great opportunities to continue to make the Hollywood kind of Portland's film epicenter, right? And whether that's working with young filmmakers, local filmmakers, voices that aren't normally heard on movie screens or seen on movie screens, or watching, 70 millimeter classics on the biggest screen on the West Coast for that kind of facility. So it's the best, and I love it. And like I said, it was this. I knew that Batman #1 would present a certain moment where we could do fun stuff and do something a little crazy and outside of the box like this. And I teach as part of Movie Madness University, and like I said, I'm at the theater frequently, so it just meant I could take these two things that I love and have each one benefit one another.
I mean, something as iconic as Batman and iconic as the Hollywood Theater in Portland, combining those two together, it's great all around. Oh, there we go.
And
there's where you'll be at. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, and the convention.
Yeah, it's this weekend at the convention center, and it's a great show all around. If you've never been to a comic convention, it's a great one to cut your teeth on. It's not the insane throngs of something like San Diego. You know, it feels like a comic book show, but there's a ton of astonishing cosplayers and costuming in town. Like local artists are out, and you know, it's a fun way to spend a weekend. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done a show since 2019, so this is the first one of these I've been to for quite a while.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Rose City Comic Con is really great for that. As you mentioned, the costumes, like, it's amazing what goes on there, what work people put into, but then just, you know, chatting with people.
It's a creative town, right? And it comes out at places like Rose City.
Yeah. Well, Matt, you know, thank you. Congratulations, you know, on this. I mean, obviously, well-earned success in this, but I mean, that's a well-deserved honor, but still, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. I mean, Batman #1.
There you go. For the very fourth time, check it out.
For the very fourth time, Batman #1, and you can get the Hollywood Theater right there as a special version on top of that. So you said there's 84 of those worldwide, 84 different covers. Was that right?
Like different artists or like different treatments of one cover done like 4 different ways. Like it's on a shiny cover, it's on a cover without a logo, it's on this, it's that, you know, or it's like some amazing artists have done them. But yeah, they really went all out for this, and I'm proud that we've got like one of the most rare ones, right? And that that's all about Portland.
That's so cool. Well, Matt, thank you very much, you know, for joining us here today, you know, and just for all that you do. And yeah, man, I
have to talk about Batman, especially on television. I'm gonna do it. So this was cool. If you ever need a Batman person to offer commentary or views, I'm available.
I will certainly go to that the next time there is anything Batman related. I'll make something work for Batman just to do this. So
you can wear a mask next time. We can.
There we go. Even better. Yeah.
I'm available.
We'll modulate your voice and, you know, somehow change it up there. Yeah. We'll get that done. All right, Matt, thank you so much.
Thanks a bunch, man.
And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, as I mentioned earlier, so you can check out all these segments on the app or the website or however you found us. Thanks for doing so. We get to have these longer form talks like this, like with Matt. And yeah, we've got more coming up here throughout the afternoon, so I will be back shortly. If you're watching live, I'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. If you're watching after the fact, well, maybe you can watch it right now on the app or the website or the aforementioned places. But that's it for now. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.